Hello everyone, welcome to Microsoft Azure training session. In this session, we will create a virtual machine using Microsoft Azure. In order to create a virtual machine, there are few prerequisites that must be completed first. The virtual machine has a skeleton, which is as you should have a resource group. Under that resource group, there should be a virtual network that provides the subnet. Under that virtual network, there is network security group. And there, in that network security group, you create a virtual machine. We have created all these three prerequisites in the previous sessions. We created a resource group, we created a virtual network, we created network security group. Now we can proceed with the virtual machine creation. Let's click on the virtual machine icon, select create Azure virtual machine. To create any resource, there are two prerequisites, whether you are creating a resource group, a virtual network, network security group, virtual machine scale set, or virtual machine. To create any service, any resource on Azure, you need two prerequisites. One is the subscription, other is the resource group. We will use resource group demo lab for our exercises. Let's provide a name to the virtual machine. I'm using VM demo 1. This is the first machine that is being created in this Azure account. Region points to the Microsoft Azure data center where your service will be created. I'm selecting East US. Availability option, you want redundancy for your machine. At this moment, I'm not selecting redundancy. No infrastructure redundancy required. There are three security types for a virtual machine: standard, trusted launch, and confidential. Standard is a basic level of security for Generation 1 virtual machines. Trusted is for Generation 2 virtual machines. It provides a secure boot and TPM feature. And then confidential is more advanced than trusted. It offers higher confidentiality and integrity, guaranteed with hardware-based trusted execution environment. We will keep trusted. Which image you want to use on this virtual machine? Select that image from this drop-down menu. If that image doesn't list here, then you can go for see all images and you can search for an image. Just to show you, there are around 697 pages, 4 images, each page containing around 8 to 9 or more images. There has been addition in images. Last week or 2 days back, it was 697. Today it is 699. So Microsoft is adding more images to its repository for VM creation. I'll cancel out of this. I'll select Windows Server 2025 and it is using the x64 architecture. So there are some OS which will support ARM64, there are some OS which will support both, or there are OSs which will support only x64 architecture. How many CPU, how much memory you want? Let me select this 16 GB of memory and 2 vCPUs. I don't want to enable the hibernation and I'm using the account. These are the credentials that will be used to access your virtual machine. Since I have already created a firewall and I have already allowed the port for the network security group, I'm disabling this option. I don't need any other firewall. Next is for the disk selection. This shows this particular image of 2025 needs minimum 127 GB of disk space. This is the disk type, HDD, standard SSD, or premium SSD. This is the kind of storage that you plan to use with your VM. It's a normal hard drive, 10,000 RPM, 15,000 RPM, or your SAS disk, or it is a flash drive. Depending upon what kind of performance you need from your storage, you can select the disk type. I can choose premium, I can choose standard. So let me select standard here. If I will choose premium, probably the processing will be faster because the drive will be on the flash. Everything on Azure is encrypted. Data is encrypted. Now, in order to use encryption, there are encryption keys. Those keys comes in form of platform managed keys or custom managed keys. So when it is customer managed key, customer need to provide those keys to Azure to be uploaded to the key vault. I will use here platform managed key. That is the key which is provided by Azure, managed by Azure, stored by Azure. Platform managed keys are encryption keys that are generated, stored, and managed entirely by Azure. Customer managed keys are provided by customer and stored by Azure in Azure Key Vault. Then you have an option to have combination of both platform as well as customer managed keys. This option is disabled because there is no customer provided key at this moment. Proceeding with the platform managed key, enable ultra disk compatibility. You want to have more performance on the disk level, then you can use this option. This is supported in availability zone. Right now we have selected no redundancy required. This option is not enabled. If you want another disk for data, then you can create and attach a new disk for data. Right now we are only proceeding with the OS disk. Delete with VM. This option is essential because what happens is when you delete a VM without this option, the disk will continue to stay there. Disk is not deleted and you will be charged for the disk because that service is still there. Select this option to delete the disk with VM deletion. To ensure you are not wrongly charged for the disk, you can choose to automatically delete a disk when the associated virtual machine is deleted by selecting this option. We will select next and we will go for the networking part. We created a virtual network VNet demo 1, virtual network demo 1. We created a subnet, default subnet was there, and then we created a subnet demo 1 as well. I want my machine to be using which subnet. I cannot use a virtual network whole address class. I need to use a subnet for a virtual machine. Let's use default, or if you want to use subnet demo 1, you can use that as well. IP addresses will be of this subnet 10.0.1.4. The first four addresses are reserved. They cannot be used. 0, 1, 2, 3 are reserved. The first IP will start with IP4. Public IP, it will be provided by the Azure. I'm not selecting anything. It's a new IP. Or I can select none if I don't want a public IP, but I want a public IP. Network interface card, network security group. Let's go to the advanced option and select the network security group that we created for our resource. So we created NSG demo 1. Delete the public IP and network interface card when the VM is deleted. Just similar to the disk deletion, the public IP should also get deleted when the VM is deleted. We are not choosing any load balancing at this moment. Continuing next. No changes in the management. Next for the monitoring, I don't want boot diagnostics as well. Proceeding next, no changes in the advanced for the extensions, VM applications, custom data, performance, or any reservations. No changes. Let's click next and go to tags. Tags, though it's not required, still demo lab VM. There are 13 services or 13 resources that will be created for this VM. The tag will be applied on all resources. Review and create. This will validate the configuration that we have selected. Once the validation complete, it will allow you to create that VM. 0.2180 USD per hour. That is the charge that you're gonna pay for this. Let's click create. Initializing the deployment, then it will submit the deployment, then the deployment will come in progress and the deployment will complete. It will show you all the resources that are being created under this deployment details. For example, the network interface card, public IP address, these all services are created. And currently it is in process to create a virtual machine. Deployment succeeded. The virtual machine is created. Let's expand this deployment details. It is created. Network interface, public IP address, all these are there. Let's go to resource. I can click this, I can go to the resource, I can click this, I can go to resource. This is the notification panel. Here also I can use this option to go to resource. This is the public IP address for my machine. This is the private IP address 10.0.1.4. Now let me access the machine. We allowed the RDP port 3389 over the firewall, and thus we are able to access the machine. I am in the virtual machine. Let's access local server and see the configuration. Installed memory is 16 GB, total disk space is 158 GB. We selected a drive of 127 GB. If we explore the system, let's use File Explorer, this PC. The C drive is 126 GB and there is a temporary disk of 30 GB. This temporary disk is to have logs, data loss warning. This is a temporary disk. Any data stored on this drive is subject to loss and there is no way to recover it. This disk is not for our use. Do not use this disk for storing any personal or application related data. For additional details, please refer to the documentation at this link. This is all. We have created a virtual machine. Now let's validate the network. Go to the command prompt. IP4 address assigned by DHCP IP config. The IP address is 10.0.1.4. We have given the virtual machine name as VM demo 1. Let's see. Host name. Host name is same as the computer name, right? The name that we have given there. Thank you all. In the next session, we are going to create one more virtual machine in the same subnet and we are going to see if they can talk with each other or not. Thank you.